Back to my podcasters. I guess I could start the video before the podcast and greet you with Happy Thursday, April 9th. Let's start the slideshow from beginning. Yes. All right, today, let's move this keyboard. How's everybody doing? How are we doing on our diet, our healthy exercise routine? Are we on schedule? Are we getting results? I'll be honest with you. I'll be the first one to tell you I'm not getting results. I'm not getting the results I want. I know why, and I'm working on that. It's my evening snacking, and I'm not working out the way I want. I'm not making the time to do it, even though, with the quarantine and all, it's a mindset thing. It's like I've seen that meme that it said all those times that I thought I didn't have enough time to clean and do my projects. Now that I'm in the quarantine, I realize that's not the problem. So we can find the time. All right, I've got to start writing better. All right, I didn't put down a topic, but what I want to share with you is, you know what? Now, since I have this up here, I can do it this way, right? All right, this is cool. So if you're on the podcast, you're obviously not seeing my screen. But I want to share this gentleman that I just came across. His name is Wim Hof. Let's see, let's get this up over here. I got a lot going on my little computer. Shoot. Doing the video, running the podcast. I'm uploading the last video at the moment. Okay, so Wim Hof, he's known as the Iceman. You can Google him. Yeah, I see the computer's slowing down because there's so much going on. But one thing I like about him, he keeps it. He has a fundamental message, and it's the secret breathing technique. And some of these are by other people, because I've watched a few of them where they've done the technique and they give their opinion on it. But that's Wim Hof. I don't know if you can see that. He's Polish. He lives in Amsterdam. I'm not going to give you his story. It just you can Google him and find out. But it's basically it's the simplest form is breathing in from your stomach to your chest to your head, filling your lungs completely, breathing in as much as you possibly can.
Hi guys, welcome. This is a guided breathing session. Relax to the deepest. Lie down, sit down, whatever.
Okay, that's Wim Hof. You do, and when you breathe out, you don't let it all the way out. You just let it part just naturally. So you're not letting out all the oxygen that you took in. And you do this like 30 to 40 times. You'll start to get lightheaded and you'll get tingly. And then he goes through a whole process where at that when you hold it in, you time, because he wants to show you, I guess, that your lung capacity will get larger. But he says do it like 3 different times. And of course, he goes into deeper detail, and he's able to do a lot of things. And it's not just him. Everybody's like, the scientists are like, okay, this is just you. You're a freak of nature. But he teaches other people how to do it, and they get the same results that he gets. They've injected him with bacteria or viruses, and he's able to fight them off, and they show it in his blood and his antibodies. He's able to sit in ice cold water and his body temperature not change. It's insane. But I'm not interested in, I'm interested in being healthy and fighting off, coronavirus and flu and whatnot, but I don't want to be injected with it. And I'm not interested in swimming in cold-ass water. But it makes sense that the more oxygen you get, the better your body's going to operate. And that's the whole function of this. So I have a little routine, which I'll share with you eventually, of how I meditate and visualize in the morning. I do it in 3 different steps. And between each step, I do this breathing exercise. So I just added it to my routine. It's not something extra that I have to do. And it's interesting how it makes you feel, and it totally makes my breathing. It's like I'm not even breathing. It's just there. It's pretty neat. And I just started this, so it's when you change stuff in your diet, if you don't have any issues, it's kind of hard to tell what kind of results you're getting. If you're having certain problems, whether it's asthma, allergies or whatever, and you start taking medication or supplements, and then you see a change, then that's beneficial. Now, I guess, I don't know, it seems like my legs are always a little bit sore, and I don't know if that's from the way I work out or what, and that this stretching has something to do with it. So I'm trying to keep an eye on that and see if that gets better. I do know that for the most part, we don't breathe properly. And I started that a long time ago because I was hearing that over and over. Breathing. A lot of times when we're working out or we get tense or we're in a certain situation, we tend to hold our breath. And I believe on average, we just get enough oxygen just to keep us going. So I try to make a conscious effort to breathe deeper, and I got away from that. Now, I never did this exercise. And like I always tell everybody, do your own research. And he's very consistent. And that's the fundamental, is this one breathing technique that he does. Now he has a retreat and stuff, and he goes into it a lot deeper. But if you're just wanting to make some changes in your life, it's a very easy thing to do. Now there's another gentleman that I follow, Dr. Joe Dispenza, and I came across, in the mornings I'll just flip through YouTube, and of course things that are related to the other things I've looked at. I can sit there and watch YouTube all day because it keeps popping up new stuff. But I came across Joe Dispenza with his breathing technique. Now he's a doctor, and he goes, which Wim is, he's very intelligent, and he gives you the science behind it. But Dr. Joe Dispenza, he gives you a little more of the science and the spirituality. So he explained how, because Wim says you got to start from the bottom in your stomach when you take your breath in, bring it up through your chest, and then to your head. Now, Dr. Joe Dispenza was saying the same thing, but he was calling it a little bit different. He was doing it in reference to the chakras in your body, which I'm a little about chakras, because that's, but I get it. I understand. You start from the root. And I don't know if it was from him or I saw it the other day from somewhere else. Actually, it was Sadhguru. your spine is the center of your universe. Everything works off the spine, from your head down to your tailbone, and that's that's how the body functions, right? If everything's not connected there, so that's where the chakras are, and that's Dr. Joe Dispenza was saying, says, breathe from your root, take it up, and he's given all this other more in depth information about it, but it's basically taking the energy that you use from your root, that the energy that creates children, right, from your loins up to your stomach, that digests your food, up to your chest, and kind of following the same philosophy of Wim, but breathing in from your stomach, and then your last breath is from your head. And with Dr. Joe Dispenza, he's saying you're pushing all this energy up into your head. And I started doing that today, and I could visualize taking all that oxygen and energy. And you have a pineal gland, which is, it's a physical thing in your head, and that's what they call the third eye. But pushing all that energy and you focus on that, getting the oxygen in there, opens that up, which starts doing more things to your body. So I put the two together, and I was like, okay, this makes sense. Let's try to do that and see if I have more clarity, if I start feeling better, so I don't feel bad. I've managed to get my sleep in order. But anyway, do some research on breathing. Breathing is very important, and I think somehow I'm going to add that. Maybe during the stretching, out of the 9 fundamentals, breathing's important. Make sure you're breathing, and it has to be conscious. And you can do that when you meditate. A lot of meditational practitioners talk about focusing on your breathing, and I do that now a little bit more when I'm doing my meditation. But again, I feel that part of meditation is being in control, not focusing on anything, being able to be in control of your mind. But that takes some work. That's the least thought that you have to give by focusing on your breath. But making sure you're getting all the oxygen in, and I think I'm starting to feel a difference. But breathe. Focus on your breathing. See where that takes you. I know where it's going to take me. On to the next video. Ciao.